Carson. So welcome to the Seoul Edit by MZ Club. We're so happy to have you here today. So tell me a little bit about your outfit. You look so cute.
Thank you. I feel like I'm living my Disney Channel. Our life right now is like really like getting into the Disney vibes with my new Disney show coming out. So I was like, I'm gonna like dress up like Hannah Montana.
I love it. It's like very 2010.
Yeah.
Especially the Paul frame.
Thank you.
Do you have any fashion obsessions lately?
Actually funky scarves, which I'm wearing one today. I feel like they started to get popular last year, but now all of a sudden they're like crazy popular, and I want like a million different versions of a funky scarf.
I need one too, I think. Yeah. What is like an unpopular opinion you might have?
An unpopular opinion? I feel like people always underestimate how much power they have in a sense of like so many different things, but also like like things can only affect you if you let them. And I think nowadays a lot of like internet noise and everything, people are like, overwhelmed. But I just think that, you should remember that like you have the power to let anything affect you or not. And I think people don't really realize that.
Yeah. I think it's really about like, it's all in your mind. You can control it. Like, I think that's important. I'm sure that really affects you as well, especially because you're such a public figure. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Even like my younger sibling, she recently said that. She was like, I don't know how you like deal with all that. And I said, literally, I don't, because I don't let it like affect
shut it
me.
out.
Yeah, like it's okay. Like I don't care.
When your friends are in town, do you rather like go on cute brunch dates with like coffee, or are you more like a moody dinner and bar night girl?
I feel like I have like a really like short social battery. So if I'm like with my friends, I would definitely do like a brunch. And anything in like the evening, like dinner, like lounge, bar, all those things, I do it probably by myself.
By yourself?
Yeah,
Really?
I need that like other time to just like.
I didn't expect that. You like going to like solo dinner dates?
Yeah, I like eating alone, and I like doing a lot of things alone.
Yeah. I also really like getting dinner by myself, but for some reason, like, I don't know if it's Korean culture, I can't do it in Korea. I love to do it like when I'm in Europe or something, but not here.
I've never really understood that whole like thing about like, I'm like, it's like weird to like, eat by yourself, and I'm like, really? I enjoy eating by myself.
Okay, then where is your favorite place to eat by yourself?
Unfortunately, I feel like delivery has taken over eating by myself because I feel like it's so perfect in my house. I can order what I want, put on the TV show that I want, and like, do everything set up the way I want it. Yeah. So I feel like delivery. Yeah. Maybe sushi.
That's nice, yeah. But if you're going out, maybe like with friends, what would you say is your like favorite hidden spot in Seoul?
There is a brunch cafe, and now I'm like, literally,
I can't choose.
No, I can't think of their name. Like, I know where it is, but I feel like I don't know what their actual name is. But I'll give it to you, and then you can put it, because it's like not even near the station. It's kind of a walk. Okay. But it's so nice.
What station?
It's like in between Shinnim Station and another station. I think that the new line, that like blue one. I forgot. The Planak line.
It's like a really hidden spot.
Yeah, I do think it's a bit out of the way.
Okay, now maybe you have to like keep it. You can share it with us.
But they like do the best breakfast. Like every time I try to go to a new brunch place, I'm like, no, I don't know why I can't. I should just go to my regular spot.
Yeah. Talking about like new brunch spots, like do you have a favorite area in Seoul specifically, or are you more like just like in your home neighborhood?
I do love like the Yongsan, like Samgakji area.
Yeah.
They have a lot of good like brunch cafes and things like that. I don't know, Seoul is always changing. Because I think if you had asked me like a year and a half ago, I'd probably tell you, oh my god, I love Seongsu. And now I feel weird about Seongsu.
Too crowded.
So I don't know. I'm always changing, so I don't know. Because places also like changed drastically in Korea. Like if you go to the same location, it's a different vibe. It's now over like crowded. It's no longer like niche.
Because Korea follows trends so fast. It's always changes.
Unfortunately.
We move on to maybe more juicy topics. Yeah. I think this is a question maybe all of us are curious. Do you have like a worst first date story?
Oh my god. Although this is crazy because this was a horrible first date, but then I ended up dating them. So that's on me.
That's crazy.
That's on me. But I hate it when...
You're not together, right?
No. No. I hate it when people don't like listen
Mhm.
and like when you're obviously like setting boundaries,
Yeah.
but then like they don't actually like respect the boundary.
Yeah.
I hate that in first dates. Like,
How can that even happen on a first date? Does it come up?
well, because I'm like kind of weird. I don't like eating with strangers.
You mentioned you love eating alone.
I feel like when you say indigestion, like
yeah.
because I'm nervous when I meet somebody for the first time. My nerves are really high, and I'm very like sensitive.
Yeah.
And I feel like when I try to eat in that moment, I just get really like
Yeah.
in my stomach. And so I told the guy that I was like, I'm up for coffee, for even like drinks, like
Yeah.
light drinks,
Yeah.
and like if you
But
go
no
like a
meal.
popcorn, like, but like I don't want to have like a meal together
Oh, yeah.
on our very first time
Yeah.
meeting because I'm so like tense
Sensitive
when
to
I
that.
meet somebody for the very first time.
Yeah.
And literally we met and then he was like, oh yeah, I made like a reservation of it. And I was like, but I told you like I don't. But I don't think he really thought I was serious. And I was like, no, I literally like don't eat food with strangers. I'm sorry. And then we ended up going and I literally had like 2 bites. He was like sogogi. So I felt like he was like, oh,
He's trying to like give you something nice.
yeah. And I was
Trying to
like,
make it a fancy little like dinner
I was
date.
like, this is too awkward for me. Can we just sit and like, can I get to know you before we start eating him?
At least like get coffee before we maybe go to dinner.
Yeah, but I ended up dating him, so I don't know what I was thinking. He was nice. I think he just... You know what, though? That's kind of why we fizzled out. He was never really listening to me, I feel like.
Yeah, I'm sure. Maybe he's watching this right
Yeah.
now. But actually, so I feel like that's a little different because usually girls, they want to be taken out to like dinner on the first date. They don't want like just drinks or coffee.
Maybe I'm the weird one.
What would you say? Like, so I guess like you're more okay with just coffee or...
Yeah, because I guess I'm also like terrible with like first dates stuff. Like, if you look at my dating history, I typically date a friend, like somebody that I've already, like I'm terrible at blind dates.
But this guy, he was a stranger.
Yeah, he was my friend set it up. And so that's why I was like, I don't know you. I have like a hard time with, I have stranger danger issues. I've always been that way since I was a kid. And I used to like make my sister talk for me. Yeah. And like situations where I was like, I can't talk to this stranger. Can you talk to them?
And then we ended up being like an actress.
Yeah. But yeah, I guess I just really enjoy the slow burn of falling in love.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I want to like be friends with somebody and then be like, wait,
Just
do I like you? And then be like, wait, do you like me?
You know, like the tension of when you don't know
Yeah.
yet.
I had an ex that was really jealous of how close I was. Not with like male friends, but like with my actual like girl.
No, really?
Yeah, he always felt like
just
he was,
friends.
he felt like he wasn't my number one.
Oh.
And I was like, you are my number one,
Yeah.
but like the bond that I have with like women, like my
It's
best,
different.
it's different. It's sisterhood. Like that is somebody
It's
that
not
like
you can compare with like a boyfriend and like
yeah,
sisterhood.
and I just know like people who are jealous in general also, but like it's even weirder when they're jealous of your friends and not even like
because it's healthy to have like both. You shouldn't be like so dependent on
I
one
know.
relationship in your life.
this is my community.
Yeah. It's your support system.
Yeah. And I also feel like that's kind of like a manipulation tactic of like
I was thinking that too.
isolation.
Yeah.
I really hate it
A lot of
when
guys do that. They're like, oh, no, friends are bad for you.
and they just want that like dependency
They
on.
only want you to like...
It's so toxic though.
Hopefully it wasn't that
Oh,
toxic.
no. But I could just like tell every time he was like jealous of like, like whether that be like gifts or like things that I would do like for like, or like birthday parties. Like, I'm very much like
You have to give.
yeah, my like way of like showing love is like through, what do you call it?
Like acts of service.
Yeah, like acts of service. And I could tell anytime I did that, he'd be like, wow, must be nice. I'm like, I do the same thing for you. Like, what are you talking about? But
It's not like you're neglecting him.
I know. It sounds like I give you the same treatment. You're just jealous that you're sharing it with other people. And I hate that.
So moving on to maybe like a little bit more about your professional life. So I know you've been working as an actress for like the longest time now. You have so much experience. You're so popular and so famous now. What's it like being like an American actress? I know you grew up here, so it's a little different. But how would you say like the experience is overall?
I mean, it's so hard because, like, like, my nationality, everything, like, aside, entertainment business in general is quite cruel and harsh. And, I feel like I never want to be like, oh, well, I had a hard time with this and this, because when I pull myself out of Korea, I feel like I would still have those same issues. Like, I don't think it would really change. And think a lot of my issues and hardships just come from scrutiny of, like, appearance and, like, all these things about being a woman in entertainment as well.
Right.
So, I mean, most of my experiences are good, but I just don't think that any of my good or bad experiences are because I'm in Korea.
It's just like an industry norm everywhere.
Yeah, unfortunately, entertainment is rough.
No, I don't know how you can do it. Like, even now, I'm gonna be honest, like, all these cameras have me nervous. Like, but you must do it all the time.
Yeah.
Did it take some getting used to, like, being on camera?
But I feel like growing up, I was like, I'm the middle child. Originally, my parents had more kids later, but in my original siblings dynamic, I was the middle child. So I feel like I kind of craved that attention. Yeah. In the sense that, like, I was like, put me on the stage, let me do a little tap dance.
Yeah.
Like, so you're like,
Look at me.
yeah, I'm like, jazz hands, so I do think a part of my personality, I do love being on camera. I love performing. I love, like, the art of everything and, like, entertaining, I guess. Like, the way that, like, after I watch a TV show or a movie or even just, like, any type of, like, media, I'm like, oh my God, that was so great. I loved it. That feeling, I want to give that to, like, other people. And I want them to be like, oh my God, I enjoyed this show. Oh my God, I loved the movie, and I'm like, yes, I love that.
I can tell how much you love your job already. Like, and speaking of that, like, I know recently you just won, like, the Rising Star Awards in Korea. How was that experience?
It was interesting because I feel like, for the most part, a lot of the shows that I feel like were quite popular were more popular abroad. And so to be recognized, like, in Korea, I feel like a lot of times with the boomingness of, like, K-media and the Hallyu wave and all that, typically a lot of my followers are from abroad. So to be more recognized, like, inside Korea as an actress, that was, like, really special.
So I know you have a new show launching soon, Armorsaurs. It's coming February.
Yes, February on Disney Plus. And that is a really, like, I feel like an important, like, moment in my career, because up until that point, I've only been working on Korean productions. And this was my first time. This is an American show, all in English. It's just like an American show. They filmed it in Korea, but I feel like that's quite common these days. Like, Exo Kitty is filmed in Korea. Butterfly from Amazon Prime, or even, like, Beef Season 2, that was filmed in Korea. So it's becoming more of a trend to, like, film shows in Korea.
So can you tell us a little bit more about it, or is it still?
I can tell you. So it's quite a throwback show. It's very nostalgic.
Yeah.
It's team fighting, world saving type of dynamic, and it's sci-fi. So there is an element of I can say aliens and things that are obviously not real, like dinosaurs. Are back in our world. Dinosaurs are back, and we've created these, like, armor that they wear, and then
the dinosaurs wear.
Yeah, and then we battle with so similar to, like, old, like, shows that we had, like, as kids, or especially, like, millennials. I know millennials are gonna really love the show and watching it with their nieces and nephews, or, like, sons and daughters. Except for us, the dinosaurs are real. It's not just a robot.
What attracted you to the role and, like, to the show? Because it's a little different from what you've done so far.
Yeah, and I think initially, so I actually auditioned for a different role within the show. And then I was offered this role because I didn't quite fit the other role, and that was for the lieutenant colonel role. But I thought it would be really, like, cool. And I loved that in the story, a lot of the key, like, people in charge in our world are all women. And I really liked that. Like, the lieutenant colonel on our base of these, like, special forces is a woman. I'm also, like, the leader of my squadron, and I'm a woman. And I really enjoyed this story of kind of, like, these women leading these, like, team warriors.
I think that's so important, like, especially for children. Like, that kind of representation, knowing that, you can be a leader. Just so to kind of, like, wrap up the questions about your work, I know it's like so busy, and managing your schedule with everything. How do you do that? Like, how do you balance everything?
I'm quite like type A though. I don't know. It comes really naturally to me to be like crazy organized and to have everything like day by day schedule, time, what I need, everything. I'm like very detail oriented. So for me, I just really like to plan things in advance. I hate last minute things. So I'm just very like overly trying to make sure I'm like prepared for everything. Because I feel like if I'm prepared for everything, in a way I can sit back and relax, if that makes sense. Although I did put in a lot of work to create that like laid backness.
It's like all the preparation that lets you.
Yeah, and I think that's really important. 'Cause I think if you let yourself get overwhelmed in everything, then it's really hard to enjoy your job and enjoy what you do. So
yeah, I think that really applies to like any job, honestly. Like it's so hard if you don't have a plan and you're always like a little bit unorganized, but having that schedule is good too. Yeah.
I also like don't really see myself. I know like everybody's like, oh, you're like a public figure. Oh no. But I'm like, oh, but I'm just me, and I'm just working in like what I love doing, which is acting. And I think also like never like thinking that you're like any different than anybody just because of that your job is like any special. I don't know. I don't like to like think of myself in any like me and anybody else. We're all like we can all be friends. Like I don't know. I know like some people are like, oh, you need to like climb some ladder or do something, but I'm okay on the ground. I don't
know. That's so good because you're so sure of yourself. You're so confident in yourself. You don't need to like be climbing a ladder or competing in like that kind of crazy way.
Yeah, and I think people are also sometimes creating these like there is no competition. Yeah.
It's like what you said earlier. Like it's all in your mind.
There is no competition. You know, like if anything, just be in competition with yourself. Like be a better you than last year. Be a better you in all like the good senses of like being a person. Like I don't know, but I think that also comes from I didn't go to public school. I don't know.
Really?
I know. Actually homeschool.
And until
actually until 7th grade, which is when I moved to Korea. So I started to go to school when I came to Korea.
Oh, okay.
But I feel like growing up, because I didn't go to public school, I don't know if this has something to do with it, but I was just like theorizing.
Yeah.
I never really understood like being fake or like like trying to like I don't know if that makes sense, but like I had really close friends growing up, but those were close friends that like my mom picked in a sense. Like these are really nice families, and so I was like always like unconditionally loved by my friends.
Some genuine reaction rather than like the dynamic.
The dynamic of like
public school.
Yeah,
of having to manage like different groups and
yeah. So I don't know if that was a part of it, but I don't know. I also like don't really understand like true jealousy in that because I guess I'm just really thinking about myself. I'm not really thinking about others or like like oh my gosh, I feel like this person like I'm just worried about myself and what I'm doing and how I can improve and what I can do like for myself. I don't know. I guess that keeps me grounded because you just gotta worry about yourself. Don't worry about anybody else.
Yeah, I can totally relate because like even when like working on like a business, it's always so easy to be like competing and comparing yourself with every other person. And I'm sure that's the same for like whether you're an actress or you're looking for a job. It's so easy to compare yourself, but just being like grounded and like focusing on what you can do better. I think that's really comparison
is the worst thing you can do. The absolute, and I think that also like when it comes to acting, a lot of times actors things are really like personal because when you don't get a role or something, it feels very like personal.
Of course.
And
it's
like
rejection.
Yeah, it's rejection, and obviously somebody did get it, and you didn't. It's very like black and white.
Yeah.
But I think you have to think of it like, well, it wasn't meant for me. It wasn't this wasn't in my
Everything
destiny.
that's meant for you will come to you.
Yeah, and so when things do happen for you, it's almost that much more special because you're like, this is me, this is mine, and I'm so proud of it. And when it's not yours, then let that person feel what you felt when it was yours. Do you know what I mean?
That's so good. Like, oh my God.
Because it's like, it's a special feeling, so why wouldn't you want them to also feel it's theirs? Yeah. So be happy.
And honestly, I feel like you are the most like grounded, authentic, sweet person ever. I know, really. I have like a girl crush on you. Like just moving on to the new year. So, do you have any like intentions or promises you made to yourself coming up
for the new year? I definitely want to get out of my comfort zone. I think sometimes I get too comfortable in like what I'm doing, like, and I don't like do something risky, I guess, like business wise or like career wise. I typically play things safe. So I kind of want to put myself out there a little bit more in doing things that are a little bit scary, like Hollywood or like things like that. Like that, those are like territories that like I've kind of market outside of Korea. Yeah, it's things that I've definitely like put off being like, I'm not ready. But it's like, girl, when will you be ready? Like you're never ready, so just do it. Yeah. So I'm hoping in 2026 I'll just start doing things and not be like, oh, I'm not ready. Yeah. Just throwing yourself at new challenges. No, that's such a good like attitude to have. Yeah. They'll never be ready. Trust me.
No, I feel like that every single day, like just creating this new platform, especially, I was like, I can't do it. But every day I find myself doing it and doing it. This year, both of us, we're going to do everything. We're going to have all our new challenges, open ourselves to all the opportunities. Yes. I feel like bad things happen to me in 2025 that like, we just weren't expecting.
Yeah, a lot of just like life stuff. So I feel like it was like the testing year. Mm-hmm. And I feel like I learned that I can literally get through anything because this year was so terrible. And if I got through that, then like 2026 is going to be an era of just thriving.
Yeah. And if you would give any advice to like, someone like starting like career in Korea, especially like as a foreigner, what would you tell them? Like,
I think you're going to have to like really think about how tough your skin is because I think in general in Korea, like a lot of things can hurt your feelings because it's just like culturally, like, you know, like Koreans like definitely like talk about things that like your appearance or like, or like, oh, you look tired or, oh, did you gain weight? Like, you know, like that type of like verbal, like talking about things. It's like difficult. And so like starting a career, I mean, I guess I was only talking about like entertainment wise. But in general, just in general, have really like tough skin just because work environment in general in Korea is pretty tough, even when it's not in entertainment.
I think even if you're not in entertainment, people still say like, oh, you gained a little bit.
Yeah.
Or I think it's just like a general Korean kind of thing. What would you give advice to like a 20-year-old girl who just moved here? Like whether it's like personal or professional, just in general.
It's so hard to like give advice, but I would say always like try and like romanticize your life and make everything enjoyable because also I think people don't realize how quickly, like especially like I think a lot of people come to Korea, they're like in their young like 20s and stuff. Those years go by so fast, like in the blink of an eye. And I feel like, you know, try your best to enjoy so that when you look back, everything is like a beautiful memory, you know? So like try a beautiful memory. Yeah. Because I don't know. I know that things can get really tough in Korea, but I think everything is also like perception. Like I said, it is what you make it. And, when you look back on your life and I don't know if you decide to have kids or whatever, you tell your kids about your life or show them videos or photos or whatever. It's nice that you took control and you romanticized it and it's your own narrative. So, you know, make it beautiful in your own way and don't let sometimes the shadows of Korea take over. Korea can be really like scary sometimes actually. It's like a society way.
I think it's like very there's no like sugarcoated things here.
Yeah. But you can slightly sprinkle a little bit of sugar on it if you want.
No one else puts the sugar. Like you can bring your own.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because not every day is a good day, but as long as you have the right perspective on it.
Yeah. And also to like, you know, celebrate all of your wins, even like when they're small.
Yeah.
So I think also being a foreigner, like in a country that's like not your home country, sometimes it's really overwhelming everything, but to really remember all of your itty bitty little like, you know, special moments and be like, oh my God, I don't know, even something proud of yourself. Yeah, like even something like silly, like, oh my gosh, like I wanted to, I don't know, start going to a class and then you start going like a dance class or a pottery class or learning how to be a barista or something and you're just like, oh my God, I can't believe I did that in a foreign country. Look at me, like, you know, I don't know, hype yourself up.
Yeah. I think that's such a good message to send. Does anyone know how to naturally like wrap up a podcast? Do you know? No, right? So I think that's a wrap on our podcast today. Thank you so much for making time